The following video was created by Daniel Semro Productions and is being reshared on Thomas and Savannah's YouTube channel.
Hey guys, it's Daniel here, and who do I have on FaceTime?
Hey guys, it's yours truly, MusicClues here from the Media Maniacs channel. It's good to be here, Dan.
And welcome to the 2023 Apple WWDC recap.
Yeah, so today was obviously the day that Apple revealed a whole bunch of big stuff upcoming. So of course they released, of course, like per usual, they showcased all the new OSs that are coming out, and they showed off a couple new products for the Mac line of things, as well as a couple updates for new products, and
there is even bigger news.
Even bigger.
But we'll get into that at the end of the video.
Yes. So, but first things first, we're gonna go in the order that Apple showed the stuff during the presentation. So first things first.
Also, before we begin,
yep,
each OS is going to be a new clip.
Yes, or in this case, when the video is put together, like a bookmark. So,
without further ado, let's get started.
Indeed, let's get started.
Did you cut your camera on the Mac?
Yes. So we're gonna start off with the Mac and macOS. Now I say Mac and macOS because in addition to stuff that we're going to talk about for macOS, we also got some new stuff in general for the Mac product line as well. So I guess we'll go over. What do you think we should go over?
Let's start with macOS first.
Okay, let's go over macOS first and talk about what is new in this version of macOS.
So, let's start with the new name, Sonoma.
Yes. macOS.
Wow.
Yeah, macOS Sonoma is the new name of this brand new software update.
And what an exciting update it was.
Indeed.
Wow.
Indeed. So, the first thing we're going to go over, I have all the press releases and notes and everything from here. So the first thing I want to mention is interactive widgets.
Now, to my blind audience, I'm not sure how useful this will be. I mean, I guess you guys can be the judge of that when you run this.
Right. But for you guys at home, for my visual pals over here, here's what it does. So widgets are even more powerful and personal on Mac. Users can place widgets right on the desktop and conveniently access the widget gallery to find the ones they know and love. Widgets blend seamlessly with the wallpaper while users work on apps so they can focus on the task at hand. And through the magic of continuity, users can also enjoy the vast majority ecosystem of iPhone app widgets on their Mac. And widgets become interactive, allowing users to check off recommendations, play or pause media, access home controls, and perform various tasks from the Mac, all on the desktop.
Pretty incredible, if I do say so myself, MC.
Yes, I would say so too. So basically, to sum it up, you'll basically be able to use widgets on your desktop rather than it just being like a little side thing that you can access all the time. And in addition to that, if you have an iPhone device, and I can imagine it will be compatible with iPad 2 in that case, you'll be able to access any of the widgets you have for any of your applications on those too. So any widgets that support iPhone widgets will be able to be used on the Mac as well, which honestly is a big intuitive for being able to view specific apps without having to pull up your iPhone.
Yeah, I love that.
All right. Next up, the smartest video conference experience.
I'll believe it when I see it, Apple.
Yeah. Okay. So, they bring in enchanted video conferencing that will enable users to prevent and share their work more effectively with any video conferencing app. So pretty much FaceTime, and then they use the example of Zoom, all those types of apps.
Teams.
Yep, pretty much. Presenter overlay, a new video effect of elevates a user's presence by displaying them on the top of their content that they're sharing. And in additionally, reactions will allow users to show how they feel by streamlessly adding balloons, confettis, heart, and more into the video of their camera. Triggered simply by gesturing your hand. So if you give a thumbs up, fireworks will show up. Obviously, there's no fireworks in the background over here, so but that's how it's gonna work. And then the improved screen sharing picker will simplify the process of sharing apps during video calls. So you just click on the green button on the top left corner of an app and choose what you want to share into the call. It's gonna be very cool. And like Dan basically said, it's gonna be compatible with Zoom, Teams, so many FaceTime, obviously.
Google Meet.
Yep. Basically, and of course, obviously, FaceTime. Duh.
Well, duh. That's a given.
So yeah, that is pretty cool. Next up, we're going to talk about Safari. Yeah, in case you can't tell, me and Dan are not big fans of Safari.
Yeah.
But for the sake of going over everything, we'll go over it anyways. Because I do know that somebody out there has to use Safari. So, Safari, apparently the world's fastest browser. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks,
Tim Cook. Not.
Introduce new features to the browsing experience for Mac users. This year brings a significant update to private browsing, which provides even greater protection during browsing by blocking from both trackers and for people who might have access to the user's device. Advanced tracking and fingerprint protections in private browsing go even further to prevent websites from tracking or identifying the user. Private browsing windows will also lock when users are not using them, allowing them to keep tabs open even when they step away from the device. Interesting. Okay. Okay. That is actually... Okay, I'll give Safari credit there. That is actually pretty cool. The fact that it locks when you step away from your when you step away from your Mac device is a big step in privacy, meaning that no one's going to be able to access the device except for you. In addition...
good job on that front, Apple.
Yeah, good job on that front. Now, just saying, Firefox Chrome, you're going to have to step up your game here. Come on, man. Especially you, Google. Anyways, and additionally, portfolios, which is a feature available on Firefox, by the way, help users stay organized by offering separate browsing between topics while keeping history, cookies, and expansions, tablets, groups, and favorites separate. Users can log in on the same site with both work and personal accounts and switch between them quickly, assuring a smooth browser experience. Okay. But like I said, Firefox already had that, so you're a little late, guys.
But okay,
yeah. And then the last thing, Safari also enables the creation of web apps that behave like normal apps, putting users' favorite sites at their fingertips and providing a simplified toolbar for an app-like experience. Interesting.
I would be interested to see where that goes.
Me too. But I don't use Safari. Thank you. I don't use Safari on the Mac all that much to know, really. So, anyways, now this is not going to mind for most of you blind people, but for anybody who can see like me, stunning new screensavers are going to be added with this one.
Okay.
So, we got the sweeping skylines of Hong Kong. Ooh. The sandstone butters, I think that's how you say it, in Momentum Valley in Arizona. The rolling hills of Samantha, of course. Of course they would do that. No surprise there. And what's cool is the login experience for this is repositioned at the bottom of the screen now, making room for the new screensavers that will streamlessly, if you choose the screensavers, into the desktop, so you have a cool background either way.
That's pretty genius, I have to say.
That is pretty genius. Something I wish Windows did. Alright, the next thing, for my fellow gamers out here, and fellow game developers, of course, we have brand new tools for developing games on the Mac. Whether you be a blind person, whether you be a person trying to make an accessible game that everybody can play, or you just wanting to bring your current game over to the Mac atmosphere, things are now easier than ever to do that. There's now Metal will introduce a brand new tool porting kit, which will eliminate months of upfront work to see how well the current game runs on the Mac, making things more like days. No doubt in my mind that's probably not going to be 100% true, because months are still going to have to go into it to even get it to work, given how big some of these games are. But it's still pretty cool. Alright, and we have some brand new games coming to the Macintosh space, including Stray, Fort Soils, World of Warcraft Dragonflight, Humankind, Resident Evil Village Winter's Expansion, The Medium, eFlex 2, Fulfillment, SnowRunner, Disney's Dreamlight Valley, No Man's Sky, Dragon Hair, Silent Gods, and Layers of Fear, as well as Death Stranding, announced by Kojima himself, are all going to be able to run on the Mac in the near future. In addition to that, there will also be game mode. Basically, this will allow you to streamline performance when you're playing a video game on your Mac. Now, of course, this is probably not going to work for anything that you guys have to download off-screen, so probably none of the very small handful of compatible fan games of stuff that you guys play. But if so for any actual game that's probably available on both Steam and within the App Store, this will eliminate the GPU and the CPU, and also make latency a lot less as well. And game mode will work for any game. Oh, well, that answers my question there. But yeah, alright. And now, here's something. Accessibility features.
This is in the Mac?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, so, macOS Samantha will introduce a range of accessibility features that will make Mac even more customizable for all users. For people with hearing disabilities, made for iPhone hearing devices can connect to the Mac for media media consumption, and of course calls as well, which is going to be very useful. And then for those who are non-speaking, can use live speech to type and vocalize their thoughts during calls and conversations.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Right? For those with physical or motor disabilities, phonetic suggestions will appear when dictating and editing text with voice control on Mac. And to exist with those with cognitive disabilities, animated images like this can now automatically be paused in Safari and Messages. And then finally, in addition, those who are blind, like my pal man here, or have low vision can now easily customize text size across Mac apps and utilize Xcode with VoiceOver, Apple's industry-leading screen reader.
It's about time Xcode gets some VoiceOver support.
about time indeed. So hopefully that makes sense.
Took them long enough, Apple.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, that's going to be cool. All right, now there's some additional features as well. Well, there's going to be some streamlined PDFs. So there's going to be enchanted PDF support features, and it's going to allow autofill for any forms you guys see. And then you can use it inside of Notes as well. And now, this is across all the OS's, but instead of saying, "Hey Siri," as of with this next update date, you'll only need to say, "Siri."
Now, I'm sure that doesn't mean you can't say, "Hey Siri," if you want.
Exactly. But you now just need to say Siri, just like you would say.
I can't help with that while you're on a call.
Oops. Oopsies. I gotta watch what I say. Now you only need to say certain Apple Assistant name to activate it, just like you would with anything else, like
a certain Amazon smart speaker.
Yes, basically what he said. And yes, that's going to be great. And let's see.
Is that it for the Mac?
Yep, that's it for the Mac. Now, at the end of this, before we go into the big news, we will go over all the device compatibility for each of these OSs.
Yes.
All
right, guys. Next clip.
All right, guys.
Now we're going to talk about Mac hardware.
Yes. There's some new stuff that Apple introduced for the Mac hardware line alone. Three big pieces of news, actually.
But we figured these deserved their own clip, so we're making it their own clip.
Yep. So, Apple has introduced a brand new 15-inch. Yes, you heard me. 15-inch.
15-inch.
MacBook Air.
Yeah. Now, for those that can't see it, MC, why don't you give a visual description of the unit?
Yes. Okay, so the 15-inch MacBook Air is about, well, obviously, if you currently own a Mac, my fellow blind people, it's a slightly bigger than that. Now, if you were to hold a regular iPad Pro, which is about the size, a little bit bigger than my current screen that I currently have for my own personal MacBook, it would be two of my iPad Pros, standing
side by side.
Yeah, standing side by side, basically. And it introduces so much different stuff. So, in addition to, of course, the Retina display, of course, as standard with any device. You also get up to 18 hours of battery life. 18.
Now, that's crazy.
Yeah, 18 hours of battery life. Of course, that's going to vary depending on what you're doing, but still, that's pretty cool. It also comes with 6 speakers surround system.
6 speakers. Good grief.
That's more than I think the current MacBooks have, so that's pretty cool. And then it also comes...
I would love to hear voiceover put through one of these, just saying.
Oh, yeah, same here. And then we also have, in addition to that, obviously, 10 by 28, 10 by 80p, FaceTime HD camera, MagSafe charging, and the power and ease of, well, macOS Ventura, and then eventually Sonoma, thank you, in the future. And people can start ordering these devices today.
Sonoma, sorry.
That's okay. But yeah, you can start ordering this new device today.
Today?
Yes, today. Now, I should mention that this one is a little bit on the pricey side. It will be...
what's the price, MC?
It will, for this 15-inch MacBook, 15-inch MacBook display, it will be available at $1,299 for anybody personally, and then $1,199 for anybody who's in the educational system.
Sheesh.
Well, that's not too terrible considering how bad the Macs usually are, but ooh, that's a little dicey. Now, for those who just want a general current day MacBook, I should mention that starting today, the 13-inch MacBook Air with M2 will also be getting a new starting price of $1,099. So if you're looking for a little bit less, then you have another option for that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, if you just want a base model Mac, that's not bad.
No, kidding. That's just nearly 1,100. That's not too terrible, and I've definitely seen worse.
Yeah, so have I.
All right, so next we have a brand new Mac Studio, and information and an update to the Mac Pro.
All right.
So,
what have you got for us, MC?
All right. So, with the new Mac Pro, Mac Pro, Apple Silicon will finally be coming to the Mac Pro. So anybody who has a Mac Pro will be able to get this brand new updated device. And I believe, yes, they will be available next week as well, in addition to the new 15-inch MacBook Air.
Now, I want to say, MC, before we continue, I thought Pros were already up to M2, but they weren't. Yeah. So that's what I know about Apple.
Yeah, indeed. So with this, and the Mac Studio, which was just introduced last year, will also be getting a brand new M2 chip, the M2 Ultra.
All right. Tell us about it, MC.
All right. So the M2, with this new studio device, compared with the Mac Studio with M1 Max, we'll be able to empower motion graphics like in After Effects by Adobe, for example, to render up to 50% faster. Of course, we'll have to be the judges of that. But that's pretty cool. And then it will enable developers to build new versions of apps using Xcode at blazing speeds, up to 15% faster performance than it usually is. So that is pretty awesome.
That is cool.
Indeed. And then with Apple Silicon on the Mac Pro, you'll also be this will enable real-world demand workflows such as video transcoding and 3D simulation to run up to 3 times faster. Again, I'll be doing that. But yeah, now let's get to the prices.
Are we making that a new clip?
No, we'll keep it in this one. Okay, so the Mac Studio with M2 Ultra chip will be available at $1,999, so nearly $2,000 for this one. You get and for education providers, it's $200 less, so that would be basically $800.
$1,800.
Yep, basically. Yeah, no kidding. Now for the Mac Pro with the M2 Ultra chip, you will have to pay $6,999, so basically almost $7,000 with the tower. Yeah, with the tower enclosure, by the way. There's 2 different versions for the tower. This one's for the tower enclosure, and then $6,599 for educational providers. So that's for the tower enclosure. If you want the rack,
oh my god!
Yeah, for the rack enclosure, it's gonna start at $7,499. Yeah, and then basically
that's one of their most expensive Macs to date, I think.
I think so too, dude. I don't think a Mac's gotten any more expensive than that. Yow. And then basically for educational guys, you just have to pay $7,000 for one of these rack enclosure Mac Pros. Woo boy!
Woo boy!
So for anybody, I hope you guys have some pretty good paying jobs, because I don't think you guys are going to be able to get to this on a normal budget. Unless you...
no, sir.
So you're going to need to save. All right, that's all the updates we have on the Mac. Let's move on to the next one, shall we, Dan?
Yes, we shall.
And...
all right, guys, now we're going to talk about iOS.
Yes, iOS. So, Apple has now announced iOS 17, which is going to be very, very, very interesting going forward. So, you guys remember that last year, Apple introduced the ability to finally customize your lock screen in the same way that some Android fans can do it. Well, that same change is coming to the phone app. So basically, you'll have the ability to make customized contact posters. And users will be able to customize how they appear, putting in a completely new look for incoming calls and choose beautiful treatments for photos or emojis, as well as captivating typography and font colors. And they will also be available for third-party calling apps as well.
My Skype fans out there.
if anybody still uses Skype. All right. And then live voicemail. This is going to be something that's going to be very good for the blind people. So live voicemail will give users the ability to see real-time transcription when someone releases a voicemail, and the opportunity to pick up on the caller why the caller is leaving the message.
Wow.
Now, callers identified as spam by carriers won't appear as live voicemail and will instantly be declined, which is good.
Instantly, wow.
And with the power of the natural engine, live voice transcription will be held on device and remains entirely private.
I love this.
Indeed. Now, Al, you guys know your usual FaceTime calls. You know, you FaceTime somebody, buddy. But what if said person isn't available right now? Well, if someone isn't available right now, in addition to now leaving, obviously, a voicemail, you can now leave a visual message.
Interesting.
So basically, you can record a visual message. I'm not sure exactly how long it could be, but you'll be able to use that, and it's pretty cool. Also, in addition to that, you will also be able to get more expressive with reactions, which we talked about earlier, such as hearts, balloons, fireworks, and all that kind of stuff. Oh, and for anybody who has Apple TV 4K, like yours truly, guess where FaceTime is going next?
If you said Apple TV, you're right. FaceTime is coming to the Apple TV.
Yes, FaceTime is indeed coming to the Apple TV. It will be powered by the continuity camera, which is supported in iOS 16 on certain devices. And you'll be able to initiate a call directly from Apple TV, or start the call on iPhone and then hand it off to Apple TV later, which is going to be really cool.
Now, if you want more info on that, right, MC? They can see the Apple TV section of this video.
Yes, very much so.
Because we will go into depth on Apple TV in that section.
Yes. All right. Next up,
back to iOS.
Yes. Next up, we have some significant updates to the Message app, as always.
As always.
All right. So we have a brand new sticker experience, and this will allow you to make stickers with brand new emoji stickers, of course, and edit stickers you probably get for third-party apps at one point or the other. But in addition to that, if you have any live pictures, photos, you can lift subjects and objects from those and turn them into a sticker. Genius,
Apple. Genius.
And there is a new drawer in the keyboard. So you guys remember that there used to be that there's currently still a button that shows your apps and stuff. That is going to change with 17. Instead, there will be a little plus button on the side that will show you all your stuff across in one drawer, as well as all your apps in a certain section, and then your usual stuff. So, like your photos, obviously, your camera, sending money through Apple Pay, all that kind of stuff.
Music.
Yep, basically everything like that. And new messages features will be able to enchant the way that people communicate. There will be...
That's enhance, MC.
Oh, sorry. Enhance. Thank you. For example, search now will have more precise search filters.
Oh, right there.
Indeed. Now, this is going to...
I told MC here during WWDC that this is something I hoped Apple would bring.
And I'm kind of glad that it's finally coming. I'm probably rarely going to use this feature personally because I don't necessarily need to. But it is still good to know that if I do occasionally need this down the road, that there are search filters. So this is going to be very useful. Oh, and I should mention...
I'll be interested to play with these.
Yep. Oh, and I should mention that all the Messenger features and all the FaceTime features also apply to iPadOS as well, which will have its own separate section, of course, for anything else that isn't related to the Messenger app. There also is a brand new feature called Check-in. So basically, it's an important feature for those, who want to check in on their family or a friend. After someone initiates a check-in, the family and friends will be automatically notified as soon as the player arrives. If they are not making progress towards the destination, useful information will typically be shared with the contact, such as the device's location, battery level, and cell service status.
Okay, then.
Very, very, very good for those who use stuff like Life 360. Like my whole family and Ethan N., who you guys know from the Media Maniacs, uses this to keep an eye on each other to make sure we're all in one place. This is possibly going to eliminate that if we're able to check in.
Yeah.
All right. And now, this is going to be probably the biggest thing. Now, you guys know that usually when you want to share a number with somebody or share a call with somebody, you usually have to have them enter the information in.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. AirDrop is getting in the...
Well, you still can, but...
It's now easier to do it. So...
Explain.
Yes. So, AirDrop will make it easy to share file with a colleague in seconds. So basically, you'll have the ability to simply AirDrop stuff. And now you can walk away from your device and not keep it open, and your AirDrop will continue until it's completely loaded, which is going to be so nice. And for my contact fans, there is Name Drop, which will allow anybody with an iOS 17, with a device with iOS 17 on it, to just instantly share the contact info, which is going to be so much easier. All they got to bring is iPhones together, or an Apple Watch if you have it, and then they'll be able to exchange contact info right there and then.
Amazing stuff, MC. Amazing.
Indeed. This will make communication so much easier if you're an iPhone, and possibly entice any skeptical Androidists to maybe switch to iPhone when this new update drops. I say skeptical, of course. All right. Next up, we have improvements to dictation and everybody's favorite feature of all time, autocorrect. Autocorrect.
News.
Yes. Autocorrect receives a brand new update that will allow a machine learning model language for word prediction and improving the experience and the accuracy for users every time they type. It also receives a refreshed design for better typing support, sentence-level autocorrections that can correct more types of grammar mistakes, and users will now receive more predictive text recommendations in line with as they type. So adding entire words to keyboards or sentences is as easy as tapping the spacebar.
Believe it when I see it.
Agreed. And then dictation, it now has a brand new speech bubble. You guys have probably seen this with iOS 16's latest updates. Updates that's now speech bubble instead. Well, now there's a new language recognition model, so this might be a little bit easier. That being said, you're still probably going to have to pronunciate very much correctly for it to even dictate correctly, but that's still pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have a brand new feature. So for those who have a device, who have an iPhone that emulated on its side when they charge, there will be a brand new full screen experience. It's called Standby. So Standby will be able to be viewed when will be viewed when people are viewing from a distance when the iPhone is on its side when charging. So basically, if you have something that you use to charge your device like this, vertically, I believe is what it's called. That will then it will show again, another certain Amazon Alexa speaker.
I hope yours didn't go off.
Oh, phew, good. Anyways, it will have support for live activities, Siri, of course, incoming calls, lots of notifications, and a whole bunch of other different features. And when it's charging with MagSafe, it will remember a user's preferred view. That's yeah.
We didn't mention in the intro, but more information about all of this will be found in the description box below.
Oh, right. Yes, we will leave. I'll leave a description to both I'll send Dan links to both the press release for each of these individual software updates, as well as the preview, so you guys can take a look at it yourself.
And if you really want to go back and through it, do you think we ought to link to WWDC in the description?
I think we should. Sure. So yeah, we'll leave a link to that too. Of course, if you have an Apple device, you have access to the Apple Developer app, so you can view it there as well. And if you have Apple TV as well, you can view you can view the presentation from there as well as every previous presentation up to 2019.
But if you're like me and you prefer to watch on YouTube, we'll leave a link in the description below.
Indeed. All right. So now, the last but not least, the last major feature that was introduced was Journal. Journal will be a new app that will help users reflect and practice gratitude through journaling, which is shown to improve the well-being, and that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I like this.
Yes. So basically, you'll be able to use suggestions from your recent activity, including photos that you recently took, people that you were with together that have an iPhone, places you went to with locations, workouts, and so much more. And you have the ability to lock the app so only you can get into it. Probably will be able to be used with anything that has FaceTime, FaceTime, or if you have one of the older iPhones, Touch ID. Okay, so we have some other stuff in addition to this. We have some additional features. Let's see. We already went over the Safari stuff, so no need to go over that again.
The changes to Safari are applying across the board, right, bud?
Yep, the changes to Safari and any of the other apps that we mentioned for iOS is pretty much across the board for every single device.
Before you guys ask, yes, there are some accessibility changes.
Yes, there are accessibility changes. And before we go over anything else, let's go over that first. So,
all right.
Accessibility changes include assertive access, a customizable excessive access, a customizable interface that helps users with cognitive disabilities use iPhone with greater ease and independence. Live speech we already went over. Personal voice. Now, if you're someone who is close to losing their voice, either due to a vocal cord tumor or any other kind of health disease that could possibly make you lose your voice, this will allow you to create a voice that sounds like theirs. So when you're doing calls or talking to somebody, it's easier.
Now, just to go over it again, can you go over live speech one more time?
Sure thing. Live speech will give non-speaking users the abilities to type or have their words spoken in person spoken either in person, which reads on screen, or during phone or FaceTime calls.
All right, keep going.
And then finally, point and speak. This one's interesting. Will allow users who are blind or have low vision, probably mostly blind though, read text on physical devices by pointing at it.
I'm sorry, but that makes me laugh.
Yeah, I'm not sure how useful that's going to be, considering most stuff that especially blind people use is usually Braille made is going to be useful, but I guess that will make it easier if you don't have a Braille device handy, since Dan can probably tell you the Braille devices are not cheap.
Yeah. I just got take for instance, I just got a Braille Note Touch that's over $6,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm finally not using the Apex anymore, dude. I'm using the latest Braille Note. Nice.
That's so cool. All right, but yeah, that being said, like I said, there is, for those who don't have a very expensive Braille Note or any other Braille device, this will be easy. This will be at least a little bit easier for you to understand. And this turns your iPhone into your own personal device, blind device, basically, as I would call it.
Now let's talk to my voiceover users out there.
It doesn't look like there's any voiceover user changes at the moment.
Wait, you didn't see the Siri?
Oh, that's right. Nearly forgot about that. Thanks, dude.
What would you do without me?
Okay, so again, like I said before, Siri will be able to just be activated by saying Siri, and once activated, you can issue multiple commands into session without needing to reactivate the assistant.
I'm talking about the speech rate, dude.
Oh, the speech rate. I don't see anything about the speech rate in here.
Okay. Forget it, then.
Sorry, dude. Hopefully we'll find out about that in the future, though. Alright. Now back to the other stuff outside of accessibility. So, the Health app is getting new mental health features.
Now that's going to be cool. I would love to see.
Indeed. You'll be able to log the daily emotions and mentally emotions to see how they're contributing to the state of mind, and easily access the depression and anxiety assignments often used by clinics plus anxiety, thank you. Assessments often used in clinics, plus resources available in Norwegian. Now, in addition to that, screen distance and screen time will use the true depth camera to encourage users to move their device further away than 10 inches from their face for an extended period of time. Okay, that's gonna be pretty useful.
Yeah.
Okay, next up we have Maps, which will finally have the ability to use offline maps.
Thank you, Apple.
Thank
you.
About freaking time, man. You want to know how long Google's had that one? Probably since app launch. If not, at least a little bit afterwards. You guys need to catch up, man. Seriously. Oh, well.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, well. Well, at least it's here now. And you'll be able to also discover thousands of trails and parks across the U.S.
That's pretty cool.
Indeed. Now, Apple Music will introduce collaborative playlists, which makes it easier to listen with friends than ever before. And then SharePlay inside of cars with the CarPlay feature will be able to easily contribute to what's playing. And our listeners can control the music from their own devices even if they don't have an Apple Music subscription, which is kind of required for this kind of feature.
Now that surprises me.
Agreed. Now, of course, this is only available for Apple Music at the moment. I'm not sure if this is going to come to something like Pandora, since that uses a radio format.
I doubt that highly.
Me too. Okay, now AirPlay. You guys know what AirPlay is, but for those who don't, AirPlay basically allows you to share a video or something that's being played on your device to any device that supports it. So, like, for example, if I wanted to share a YouTube video I'm watching on my iPad to my Apple TV, I just gotta tap the button, and then I can share it to my Apple TV, and continue watching from there. Now, here's the cool thing. With supported TVs, you'll be able to use AirPlay inside the hotel. Yes, you heard me.
Yeah.
Heard me. You can simply use all you need to do is scan the QR code, and then you can use AirPlay inside the hotel room, and it will stop. And we'll be rolling out to select lands, starting with IHG hotels and resorts, and then we'll be going to other hotels in the future.
That's pretty cool.
This will make things a lot easier for hopefully hotel owners in the future who have Apple AirPlay compatible smart TVs in the hotel rooms. So keep that in mind. Any hotel owners who are watching for this specific feature in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Visual Lookup gets a special update, and now can be used in paused video frames. So you can now identify food, storefronts, signs, and symbols, and lift specific subjects from photos and videos. That is going to make things so much easier.
Agreed.
And that is about it for iOS. So, yeah. Like I said, we'll go over all the device compatibility at the end before we talk about the big news dropper.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's move on to the next subject, shall we?
Cut, clip. All right, guys, we're going to move on to iPadOS.
Yes. Now, there's not going to be too much to talk about in here because most of the stuff for iOS 16 sorry, did I say 16? I meant 17. Is gonna be pretty much in iOS, pretty much in iPadOS 17. But there are a couple new features I wanted to talk about. So, you guys know with iOS 16, iPhones have the ability to customize the wallpaper. Well, that same feature is coming to the iPad with this next update.
Oh, about time.
Indeed. And you'll also have the ability to use wallpaper widgets on the side. So instead, you know how widgets are displayed on the top on an iPhone, you'll be able to display them on the side with the iPad.
Right.
And then interactive widgets. We talked about this earlier, but interactive widgets will also be enabled on this on iOS 17 as well, iPadOS 17 as well. So you'll be able to interact with the widgets.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. Anything else new?
Now the same accessibility features apply, you guys.
Yep. The same accessibility features also apply. Oh, here's some new stuff. Okay, so iPadOS 17 will also be bringing something that I thought was already on the iPad a while back, but is now just coming. The Health app.
Yeah, I thought that was on iPad already.
Me too.
That's what I know.
Yeah. Yeah, shows what I know too. Honestly, they probably should have added that. A while back. But now, now you guys can probably view it a lot better. So I have a feeling the Health app will be used a lot more on the iPad than it will be on the iPhone.
Something tells me, yeah.
So yeah, I don't think I need to explain this app to you because this app obviously is already on the iPhone. Duh. So.
If you are new to the subject, though, check the description.
Yes, if you are new to the Health app in general, or just switched over to the iPhone, check the description below. But basically, for those who don't know, the Health app is basically a way to check up on yourself, your mental health, and your wellness health within the iPhone, and then soon the iPad as well. So yeah, and this Health app also works in tandem with your Apple Watch usually. Apple has made strides to make it its whole separate thing from the Apple Watch, but it works best if you have an Apple Watch device.
Yeah.
Oh, and all the changes that came from the iPhone that we met, iOS 17 that we mentioned for the Health app will also be available within the Health app for the iPad. So you guys don't have to worry about that as well.
Mm-mm.
All right. So, I think that's about it, because almost everything else here is pretty much stuff that you guys could probably read up on yourselves. So, and most of it is also the same too as iOS 17. So, yeah.
Once again, there'll be plenty of links. So,
yeah.
Go ahead and click through and see what you can find.
Indeed. All right. Well, that was a short one. Okay. So next up,
next clip.
Yep. Next clip. watchOS. You get the picture.
Okay, guys. There's not much to mention, but we'll talk about tvOS.
Yes. So
just to cover it in this video.
Yes. So outside the FaceTime update that we mentioned, it doesn't seem like there's anything real big coming to tvOS at the moment. But I just wanted to mention once again, for those who are unaware, where FaceTime is indeed coming to tvOS. I don't know exactly when, probably when iOS 17 officially launches, but just a heads up.
Now, for those of you that are wondering who are new to tvOS, the version is the same. It'll be tvOS 17.
Yes. But there is like no real big update to tvOS. And I'll be fair here.
At least not that have been announced.
Yes, not that has been announced. I would think that if Apple ever announces a brand new Apple TV at one of the later ones where they announce all the brand new iPhones and stuff, we'll possibly see it there. But it wasn't here at WWDC, so.
But we thought, for sake of completeness, we would mention tvOS in its own video for you all.
Yeah. All right. So there is that too. Okay. Now.
Okay, cut clip.
Yep.
All right, guys. Moving on to watchOS.
Yes, watchOS 10. Yes, you heard me. It's the 10th watchOS software update. So this is a pretty big milestone for watchOS. Honestly, in order of that, let's see what happens. So, watchOS has had a complete revamp with every single one of its apps. So every app that you see on watchOS will be completely revamped with a completely new look.
Boy, this is exciting.
And then it will also introduce Smart Stack, which is used on the widgets for both iOS and Android. iOS and iPadOS, pardon.
Android.
Sorry. So simply,
I'm giving him crap, guys.
So simply, if you want to see a Smart Stack widget, all you gotta do is turn the digital crown on your Apple Watch, and you can go through your widgets and stuff. And you have
just like that.
Yep. And if you want to activate Control Center with this new OS, all you gotta do is simply tap the side button.
Now, I compare that to my voiceover users will understand this, the 3-finger flick up from the status bar that you use to activate the Control Center.
Basically. So this will be a little bit easier for accessibility users instead of having to use a 3-finger gesture. All they gotta do to bring up the Control Center is just simply press the button.
Ta-da!
All right, now we got.
Right.
Oh,
are we cutting or are we still talking?
we're still talking.
Okay.
We have 2 brand new watch faces as well. We have Palette, which is a beautiful color, a beautiful range of colors that ship throughout the day. So honestly, that's pretty cool. And then old pal Snoopy and Woodstock are coming.
Now, I never thought I'd see them on Apple Watch.
Me neither. And the cool thing is, they'll actually interact with the arms on the watch when the watch. So, like for example, I saw Snoopy typing on his signature typewriter, and then throwing a ball paper out, and then it bounces down the arm hand and hits Snoopy on the head. That's pretty cool. It's gonna be very, very cool. And there's a whole bunch of other extra stuff too. So yes, you will be able to check that all out as well. But we'll leave a link in the description below. But I will say there's some new stuff for cyclists, all the mental health stuff we just mentioned, all that kind of thing. So yeah, we'll leave a link in the description below if you want to read up on some of those features. But those are some of the other features that some casual fans will care about.
Because, this video is mostly just a summary. We're not going too in-depth.
Yeah. All right. So,
Cut clip.
Yep.
Now, guys, the moment you've been waiting for. Availability.
Yes. What do we mean by availability? Basically, this means what devices all these OSs we mentioned barring tvOS, of course, because that's available across only one specific device. On all these brand new software updates. So I guess we should probably start with macOS.
Okay.
What?
I said, all right.
All right. All right. So macOS, what was it called, Dan?
Sonoma.
Sonoma. Thank you. macOS Sonoma will be available for any iMac 2019 model or later. iMac Pro 2017 model only. MacBook Air 2018 model or later. MacBook Pro 2008 model or later. Mac Pro 2019 model or later. Mac Studio, obviously the current upcoming model, M2 Ultra model, and the previous one. And then finally, iMac Mini, 2018 or later. So basically, anything that isn't in the more recent times is pretty much not compatible. So anything that isn't from 2016 and below, for my fellow gamers, that's about close to the beginning of the Switch era for the Nintendo Switch. So basically, anything before that is not compatible anymore.
Which, okay, to be expected. Most of those devices are older than dirt, anyway.
Yeah, so it's no surprise there. So, but I will say for my software enthusiasts who do have an uncompatible Mac, there is a way. I'm not going to mention it here, but there is a way to run run this specific software. It just is going to take a while before it's fully compatible. So don't push your buttons just yet. That being said, though, let's go into iOS 17 and talk about what devices will be compatible with iOS 17.
Okay.
So iOS 17 will be compatible with the following devices. iPhone 14, whole family.
Okay.
iPhone 13, whole family.
Okay.
iPhone 12, whole family.
Take yours.
iPhone 11, whole family.
Okay.
iPhone XS, S and XR.
Okay.
And finally, just barely making the list, the iPhone SE second generation.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I said just barely making the list. Which means probably by iOS 18, I'm going to need to upgrade.
Yeah, huh?
All right. Next up, iPadOS.
Which I'm actually looking at as we speak. Let's see if I can find... Don't read it yet. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay.
Let's see. Back-to-back requests. Yeah. Airplay. Communication safety. Okay, iPadOS 17 is compatible with these devices. I'll take a turn at reading this one, bud.
Okay.
Which I am following the link as we speak. Okay. Maybe, if I can find it.
Oh, that was just to learn more about iPad length, dude.
Okay. So you have the iPad Pro 12.9 inch or later. Are you looking at what I'm looking at, bud?
Not exactly, no.
Okay, where are you looking?
I'm actually still on the preview page.
Okay. iPad Pro, 2nd generation and later. iPad Air, 3rd generation and later. iPad, 6th generation and later. iPad Mini, 5th generation and later.
Let me take a look and see which each of those generations came out, so that way we can specify the year here real quick, since that doesn't help us a lot.
Well, my Mini 6 here will be compatible, so that's good.
All right, so the 2nd generation of iPad came out in. Hold on a second. Looking. Ah, here we go. Okay, it was released in 2017.
So, as recent as 2017, let's just say that.
Yes, as recent as 2017 is the most compatible line for the iPad here.
For iPadOS 17.
Yes. All right, and then what did you say for the Mini?
For the Mini, it is 5th generation and later.
5th generation came out in 2019.
So as recent as 2019, guys.
All right, and then iPad Pro. Oh wait, we just went over that.
2nd generation and later.
Okay, iPad Pro 2nd generation. Oh yeah, we just went over that one. It was 2017. Apologies, I meant to say the Air.
Okay, Air, 3rd gen and later.
Okay, that one was announced in 2000. That was released in 2019.
So yes, as far back as 2019.
And then finally, the regular base, normal, straight up iPad.
The big ol' iPad, 6th gen and later.
6th generation released in 2018.
Okay, that surprises me. 2018 there.
Okay, so basically anything that's within the, as I like to call it for my fellow gamers who are also Apple users, with anything within pretty much the Switch's lifetime at the moment is pretty much compatible. Anything before that is pretty much off the list.
Done for.
So there we go. All right. Last but not least, watchOS.
Okay, cut. Am I cutting clip?
Oh no, we have to go over watchOS too.
Oh yeah. You want to read this one, bud?
Yep. Okay, so for watchOS, watchOS 10 requires any of the devices that we mentioned for iOS 17 compatible. So for that, you're going to need to make sure you have a compatible device with iOS 17. So be sure to rewind the video if you didn't hear those. But in addition to that, the phones that are the watches that are compatible with this will be the Apple Watch Series 4, Series 5, Series 6, Series 7, Series 8, Ultra, and SE.
All right.
All right. Oh, and just a small note. Not all of the devices will have every single feature that was announced at WWDC. It's going to vary by device, so keep that in mind.
Yep.
All
and
right.
Again, links will be in the description below.
Yep. All right. Cut.
We got the big news to talk about, guys.
Yes, the big news that Apple just dropped. So Apple said that they had one last thing during WWDC that they wanted to announce. And the last thing they wanted to announce was Apple Vision Pro. Yes, Apple.
Now, you may be asking, what is Apple Vision Pro?
Basically, it is an AR reality spiritual computer helmet that will allow you to basically control all your favorite apps, but not even use a single controller, nothing but your hands.
Yep.
But boy, wait until we get to the price of this one. This one's not going to be a cheap one. But anyways, let's talk about this. So, there's a three-dimensional screen that you'll see when you actually put on the headset. So for my blind peeps out there, basically just imagine the landscape for your device, but limitless.
Mm-hmm.
It does have support for both the Magic Keyboard and the trackpad.
Which led me to ask MC over here, do you think that's something they would ever bring Braille support to?
That would be a very interesting thing. Now, of course, visually...
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. Now, of course, visually, you guys won't be able to see it, but that would be still very interesting. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I may not get a pair of these, but I'm excited to see how far they go.
Agreed. Agreed. Now, if you are wondering if you can watch videos and movies through this, yes, you can. Apple did announce that most of the apps that are available in the App Store currently right now will be compatible with this device. And in addition, Disney themselves announced that Disney Plus will be available on day one with Apple Vision Pro.
Mickey Mouse, if you watch WWDC, even made an appearance in the video.
Indeed.
Pretty cool.
Yes, pretty freaking cool. So you guys will be able to access a whole bunch of different stuff with this very, very special device. And honestly, that is pretty cool. Cool that we'll be able to watch videos through a headset. I don't think I've ever done that before, so I'd be very interested to get my hands on it.
Me either.
But yeah, of course, it will be an all-new app store, so you can access all these new apps. And in addition to that, Apple Arcade will also be available with over 100 games compatible when this device launches.
Now, does it give a date as to when this will launch, good sir?
Unfortunately, at the moment, it is only announced to be coming in early 2024. So you guys are going to have to wait the rest of the year if you want your hands on this device. But you might need that time anyways. Because the Apple Vision Pro will be available starting at $3,499.
Sheesh. That's a lot of cash to fork down for something like this.
No freaking kidding, man. I think I've had to wait for a discount. A significantly large discount.
Uh-huh.
But that being said, it looks magical. I can tell you it looks magical. Probably the presentation to you, but it looks very magical. I really, even if I never get to this device myself, I at least want to try it at one of the Apple stores.
Oh yeah, I want to see this.
But yeah, it is so cool, guys. It is so cool. But yeah, that is Apple Vision Pro. I'll leave a link in the description below so you guys can actually take a look at it yourselves. But this is going to be so freaking cool. I cannot wait to see what people do with this. Now, of course, it's going to be hard to actually capture experience with the device since, well, there's no way to capture with a capture card or any capture device of any sort through this, since it's literally all on the screen inside.
Uh-huh.
But that being said, it's going to be very interesting to see how it works going forward. And I think that's pretty much it for WWDC.
All right, can we do a new clip for the outro?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, that about does it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it for WWDC recap. Thank you again, Dan, for letting me come aboard. This was a lot of fun.
I enjoyed it too, MC. Thanks for letting me come on your channel and do this.
Oh, no problem, man. No problem. If you guys want to check out the Media apps where we mostly do games and other stuff, very rarely tech, I will say, then I'll send Dan a link to our YouTube channel so you guys can take a look at it.
Now, before we wrap up, though, final thoughts.
Man, Apple blew me away today, man. I'm super excited for all these updates.
They blew it out of the water, man.
No kidding.
Woo.
And that Apple Vision Pro, I may never get my hands on it, but even then, I at least want to try it.
Hearing about it,
yeah,
looks amazing.
Indeed. Here's hoping that if it ever is cheaper, I'm able to get my hands on that device. But even if I'm never able to
or try a demo.
Oh yes, I'm definitely trying to demo at one of those Apple stores. I know for sure they're going to be doing one of those. But
all right, guys, you guys take care. Thanks for watching.
Mm-hmm.
We hope you've enjoyed it.
Yes.
And if there's anything that we missed, because, none of us are perfect, go leave us a comment. We will happily update this, won't we, bud?
Yes, totally.
So if we missed anything that you wanted covered, leave a comment below and we can answer any questions about it.
Yes, sounds good. Same thing applies to the people on my channel. If you guys see anything that we missed, let us know in the comments below.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye. And have a nice...
the
Media Maniac subscribers, have a nice...
Gaming day. See ya.
This has been a Daniel Summerall Productions video presentation shared on Thomas and Savannah's YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next video. For more content, please subscribe to my channel, Daniel Summerall Productions. Thanks for watching.